With so many resort options on the island of Efate near Port Vila, it can be hard to know which ones offer real value and which are just photographic on Instagram. The Breakas Beach Resort in Port Vila seemed to fit the bill for us perfectly, especially being an adults-only resort. But is it worth the cost? What's the food like? And are the beachfront villas as dreamy as they look in the photos? Well, today's video will cover everything you need to know and finding out if it's the resort for you. Overall, we thoroughly enjoyed our stay at the Breakas Beach Resort. We spent an entire week at this adults-only resort just outside of Port Vila, and it turned out to be a blend of barefoot luxury and laid-back island charm. From the moment we arrived, we were greeted with a tropical drink and warm smiles, and we knew we were in for something special. It offered a perfect mix of relaxation, Pacific Ocean beachfront beauty, a cool infinity pool, and a uniquely Vanuatu-style experience that makes you feel immersed in the natural surroundings. Would we stay again? Well, yes, we would, although next time we'd take a bit more time to learn the local bus network so we could head out on more spontaneous adventures around Port Vila. Who should consider booking? I think this resort is best suited for couples or honeymooners looking for a quiet, adults-only environment. It's the kind of place where you can truly unwind with your feet in the sand, but still have access to day tours and nearby attractions when you're ready for some adventure. We paid an estimate of $250 Australian per night, including breakfast for the garden bungalow. In terms of value for money, I think the Breakas sits around mid to high range to what I'm used to, although the initial room rate seemed lower compared to a lot of resorts in the area. It was unfortunately the cost of the daily drinks, meals and extras that added up quickly on our room account, and overall I would consider an expensive holiday. Like any resort, Breakas Beach Resort has its highlights and trade-offs, so here's what stood out for us during our stay. Pros being the beachfront resort, ocean views, tropical gardens and sunsets right from the pool or bar. Its location being a little further out of town meant fewer crowds, more privacy and much more tranquil beachfront experience compared to resorts closer to town. The adults only, no children under 15 are allowed. We did see one family with older teenagers, about 16-17-year-old, but the overall vibe is calm and relaxed. The open air feel with the traditional thatched bungalows and open air bathrooms gives a unique tropical charm. And the stunning infinity pool, which seems to spill effortlessly into the vast blue of the Pacific Ocean beyond. I also felt the resort was safe and welcoming for first-time visitors to Vanuatu. As for the cons, well, there was no air conditioning, and it wasn't an issue for us during the cooler season in June, as the shutter windows allowed for a lovely breeze and the ceiling fans kept the air circulating. However, in the hotter or more humid months, this could be a deal breaker for some travellers. The beach is not ideal for swimming at all times. At low tide, the lagoon is too shallow for swimming, more suitable for wading or relaxing. High tide is better, but you will need reef shoes due to the rocky seabed. The location is more secluded, so you will need to rely on local buses, taxis or tours to get you into town and explore the island. For day tours and transfers, Breakas was often the first to be picked up and the last to be dropped off, so we did spend a lot of extra time in the bus taxiing from one resort to another. While a solo traveller could enjoy the peaceful setting, this might not be the most social and interactive environment if you're hoping to meet other travellers. The Breakas Beach Resort is located about 20-25 minutes from the Port Vila International Airport. However, this can easily turn into 45 minutes to 1 hour with peak hour traffic through town and the shocking amount of potholes in the road slowing you down. When looking at a map, you can also see it's one of the more distant resorts from Port Vila city centre. But honestly, the peaceful setting more than made up for the out-of-the-way location, and the adults-only atmosphere was the main reason we booked here. The resort offers two main types of accommodation: the traditional garden bungalow, which is what we stayed in, and we were very happy with the choice, and then the beachfront villas facing towards the beach. It was only a quick 2-minute walk to both the beach and the main restaurant and pool area, so we never felt too far from the action, while still enjoying a little more privacy. Honestly, I didn't see the difference between the room types, just where they were positioned in the resort, either beach views or no beach views. With that said, Breakers is not 5-star luxury, and there were definitely areas that were a little run down in our room and around the resort. But given their location and the yearly cyclonic activity, it didn't surprise me, and it also didn't affect my overall experience at the resort. Our room layout was open and airy, with a simple yet tropical design that suits the island vibe perfectly. The entrance opened directly into the sleeping area, with a large bed draped in a mosquito net and a separate doorway leading to the open-air bathroom out the back. The bathroom featured a portion of the shower open to the elements. It was still private, rustic, and definitely a unique island experience. That said, be mindful of the bugs. We learned quickly to keep the doors closed between the rooms after finding a wasp on my pillow one night. The mosquito net became our best friend, especially at night. The bed itself was medium soft and surprisingly comfortable, definitely a step up from the rock-hard mattresses we've come across in parts of Asia. While there wasn't air conditioning, the open shutter-style windows and the fan provided excellent airflow, keeping the room cool even during the warmer evenings. On the downside, the open design also meant you could hear more outside noise, including the occasional tipsy neighbour making their way back to their room late at night. The biggest flaw for us was the hot water, and it was a bit hit and miss during our stay. Sometimes it worked, sometimes not, but with the tropical weather being so warm, a cool shower wasn't really an issue. We didn't get to choose our specific room, but we were still very happy with where we were placed. If you're after direct ocean views, it's worth requesting one of the beachfront villas, but honestly, the whole resort has a peaceful vibe no matter where you stay. They even have a small water bowl at your door to clean the sand off your feet before entering your room. Truthfully, this is a must-do to stop the sand from getting in your room. As for other amenities, the room came thoughtfully equipped with everything you needed for a comfortable stay. We had a kettle with a small selection of tea and coffee, as well as cups, mugs, and even a couple of wine glasses for a relaxing drink on the patio. There was a small fridge stocked with fresh water and milk, and just outside, tables and chairs to make it easy to enjoy a couple of drinks or unwind in the open air. Extra touches included a hairdryer, laundry service bags, an iron and board, plus a safe for valuables. For groups, there was even a convenient third bed tucked away into the layout. We appreciated the clothes hangers and practical items like bug spray and mosquito coils, which were essential given the island's lively insect life. The shower was stocked with shampoo, conditioner, and body wash, but I still brought my own. There was also daily housekeeping to keep the room clean and tidy with fresh towels and linen. We used the Do Not Disturb card for most days and serviced maybe twice in the week. As for the Breakas Beach Resort facilities as a whole, our first impressions were warm and welcoming. As soon as we arrived, we were greeted with a refreshing drink and a beautiful shell necklace, with friendly smiles from the staff. A local porter quickly helped us with our bags and led us down the sandy pathways to our room, setting the tone for our stay. The one standout feature at the Breakas Beach Resort is the amazing infinity pool that overlooks the ocean. It was my main draw card for booking the resort and a highlight in the late afternoons for pre-dinner drinks. Unfortunately, the pool isn't heated, so if you're visiting in the middle of Vanuatu's winter like we did, you'll probably find yourself swimming only during the warmer parts of the day. At low tide, the beach view from the pool isn't as picturesque due to the exposed reef, but evenings by the pool were just pure magic, with soft lighting, the sound of waves, and a cocktail in hand. The beach itself is just a few steps away from the pool and is swimmable, although reef shoes are a must for walking in and around the water. The rocky shoreline and patches of coral make it a little tricky underfoot. Snorkeling is possible right from the beach, and we actually saw quite a few pipefish, something we rarely spotted without scuba diving. Most of the coral and the drop-off is further out from the beach though. The drop-off is better viewed at low tide, but does make it a little harder to access by walking over the coral first. Also, be mindful of the local fishermen casting lines along the shore and keep away from them when swimming around. Breakas offers a few extras like free snorkeling gear, which included the reef shoes, mask, snorkel and fins, but we bought our own and we're glad we did. The resort gear had definitely seen better days and didn't seal as well as we needed. The beachside bar and lounge area was another one of our favourite spots to relax. The bar opens a little before lunch and you can order drinks and meals from the comfort of your sun lounges, which are scattered across the sand beside the pool. Service was friendly and relaxed and the vibe was just right, with easygoing music playing in the background. One time I was even so relaxed I even took a quick nap on the chairs with the music and people talking around me. We included the breakfast buffet when booking the Breakas Beach Resort, and we definitely recommend choosing a deal that offers it. Not all booking platforms include it by default, but we managed to get it free through the Booking.com Genius program. Surprisingly, this deal ended up being better than booking directly with the resort, which I'll link in the description below. Just be aware that the included breakfast is continental only. It consists of a small but decent spread of fresh fruit, toast, cereal, yogurt, bread, and spreads with pancakes and maple syrup as the only hot item. While basic, it was enough to start your day without needing to order extras. If you're after more protein or cooked choices, you could always order from the a la carte menu, which offers full breakfast and hot meals, but the prices can add up quickly, so we just stuck to the free options. Lunch and dinner are available daily with an a la carte menu and the occasional themed buffet nights. We tried the local Melanesian feast for a cultural experience, but at around $48 per person for the buffet dinner, it felt a little overpriced for what you got. In hindsight, a wood-fired pizza from the regular menu probably would have been better value. But between the pizza, burgers, calamari and fries, it was all average quality and suitable to crave your hunger. Just to give you some estimate in prices, you've got fries for $10, garlic bread $9, burgers and wraps for $20, and beer battered fish $23, or a main dinner menu for $38. Just watch out for the resident cat roaming at your feet for food though, we saw him all the time. In the end, you can venture out of the resort for food, but you will need a private driver or use the local bus to get you there and back. Honestly, the nightly entertainment really made dinner time all the more exciting. The resort often features live island music and cultural fire dancing shows during dinner, which were a real highlight. The energy and performances on the night we attended were fantastic. However, if you're after the best fire show in Port Vila, many locals and guests recommended the one at the beach bar in Malay Bay, which is known to be bigger and more dramatic. The tour desk staff can help book local tours, activities and day trips around Efate. They're only open from 8 to 5 every day, and this was the only way we could book our Lilapa Island snorkeling day tour. There are options to hire a scooter from here, but if you want to explore the island, I don't recommend it. The roads around Efate are rough and full of potholes, which would make riding a scooter unsafe and stressful. We actually saw one guy having a lot of trouble meandering around the holes. There is free or included Wi-Fi available in the common areas of the restaurant and bar, but connection is not available in your hotel room. You need a new Wi-Fi access code every 24 hours and for each device too, but it was easy to get from reception. It was good enough for service to check out your socials, emails and get your tour confirmations. Other facilities include the on-site spa with massage and wellness treatments for those looking to unwind even further, a library or lounge area with a small selection of books and a quiet space to relax if the weather turns. There is limited parking available if you hire a car during your stay. The front desk is available from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m, but you can chat to the security guards on site with emergencies outside of those times. There's an ATM in the lobby, handy for getting cash and essentials for local markets, some local tours and small shops that don't accept cards. But be very careful with your issuing card fees and use it sparingly. Airport transfers can be arranged through the hotel, but we found it cheaper to book independently. I'll link the one that we chose in the description below, but this shared shuttle ended up being private for us anyway. The power points in the rooms are fitted with standard Australian 3-prong Type 1 sockets, so no adapter needed for Australian travellers. There are about 5 kayaks available for guest use, and they're a great way to explore the shallows or just drift around for a bit. There was a small convenience shop just across the road where we picked up bottled water, which was cheaper than getting it at the hotel, plus snacks and other essentials throughout the week. You can also catch the local bus public transport right outside the resort gate for about $3 to $4 Australian if you want to head into town. These are marked with a B on the number plate, and it makes it very easy to get around and budget friendly. In the end, I would recommend staying at the Breakas Beach Resort just south of Port Vila's town centre. However, if you're still in research mode, please click here for my video on the best things to do in Port Vila, which includes the entire island of Efate in Vanuatu. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this review today, and I will see you for the next video.